everyone, welcome to Sweet Willy's Kitchen, and we've got another review. Yes, another review. If you know about my reviews, simply what we'll do is we'll do the review. We'll talk about our product, and then we'll at least give you something worthwhile. So, when we talk about knives, and if you take a look at my knife drawer here, I've got a whole collection here of knives. That's my knife collection, okay? And truth be told, I don't use half of them. In fact, I don't think I use 2/3 of them. But the one knife that I use literally every day, is a good old-fashioned chef's knife. So I'm gonna, without further ado, okay, folks at Huftgold, I'm gonna have the link down and a discount code and all that good stuff to get this. You can get this on Amazon. We talked about Damascus Steel a few months back at another review that I did, and we talk about Damascus Steel. It's something that was done during olden times, back in the Middle East, in Damascus. Okay, and what it was had to do with a certain methodology of folding and treating and banging and forming the metal into shape. It seems that the methodology has improved, of course, with modern manufacturing techniques, but the number of 67 layers still seems to be the I guess the benchmark, if you would, for what you would call a Damascus style steel, all right, because I don't think you can get steel anymore out of Damascus. I don't think we're in the steel industry. However, this particular blade is using carbon steel. They're using the 67 layering and for the hardening and purposes, and it just makes for a nice product. Okay, the other one that I did a couple months back, that was good too. This falls about in the same vein, but there is a difference, and looking forward to trying this. So here we go. It's coming out of a box. It comes in a nice presentation box, wood, and all that other stuff. I actually had there were some safety thingies that it was shipped in to keep it from going all over the place. But I will tell you this: it is a solid piece of goods, and I'm going to share this with you here. As you can see, the layering comes through in the machining process. Again, we've got 67 of these fine layers. What's interesting about these particularly knives is they hold an edge like nobody. I have a couple expensive steel chef's knives that I use, and I'm constantly having to put a steel, I'll show you what that is. This is a steel, okay? And what this is almost like a file that you run the blade through to get that edge back. The other one that I have like this, and I'm expecting the same thing with this, I'm not going to have to put the steel to it. This holds an edge like nobody's business. There are some caveats, however. We're not going to be chopping frozen foods or meats or cement or anything like that. Use this as your good, honest to goodness, everyday chef's knife. This is going to do just about all the work you're going to need. The only thing is, you've got serrated blades, in fact, that you would use for your breads. I would stick with that, and sometimes tomatoes, but I've got a tomato in my fridge. I want to see how this does in the tomato use. So remember the old days, the knife commercials, but that's all well and good. But I tell you, this is a lighter weight steel. It's wonderfully balanced, and it's got a different handle that I'm used to. This is more of an Asian style handle. It's flat, it's not rounded, it's not contoured, and I've got some pretty big hands, okay? Odell Beckham Jr. got, maybe a little larger, but I could still catch a football with one hand back in the day. Anyway, but it sounds good. It's got a nice edge to it. I don't know if I can catch that, really get that edge, but it is phenomenal. The mirroring is very nice. Again, you've got all the etching and all the the grain that you'd see, they call that the water marking or the grain, that comes through because of the 67 layers and just bang, 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 go, go, go. So again, this is a wonderful knife, and I tell you, there's probably, if you were starting out and you wanted to invest in a nice longevity piece of goods that's going to last you a while, yeah, I would go with something like that. But let's get to the demonstration. So I'm putting some things together for my next video, and it's going to involve some vegetables and fruits. So why don't we use this knife? All right, now I've washed everything. Again, when you're doing cutting fruits and vegetables and everything, make sure you wash them, get all the whatever, because if you go into the market and, you know, people are handling these, you don't know. So wash, make sure you, food safety, you wash your vegetables. So, all right, we've got our good old-fashioned handy dandy celery. Again, this runs through celery like no one's business. Really pretty nice. Again, you've got the edge here, you got the smooth, you got this flat edge here, but the rounded contact edge, and the purpose is so you can get that rocking motion. So this really does a wonderful job. Again, the idea is nobody wants you to, the idea is you're not going to be cutting frozen meats or frozen foods. That's just not good cooking techniques. But I gotta tell you, you can just, it does a nice job. It's a good job. Your citrus, let's see how much force I got. God, it just grabs. Nice, 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 nice. Again, I'm not a professional chef, nor have I ever claimed to be, but you can actually, you could feel the contact that blade is making. That thin edge is going right through. Food. Let's get back to knife safety. The most dangerous knife, not necessarily a sharp knife, it's a dull knife, because I'm not putting much effort into this. What happens with a dull knife, you tend to put undue stress, undue effort on the knife edge, and if you lose your balance, that's when you slip. That's when you can really do some damage to yourself. Now, not to say that a sharpened knife is not going to cut you, because we've all had that. But that's what that is. So we've gone through an apple pretty well. We've gone through a piece of celery pretty well. Let's have a good. Oh wow, that's a lemon. Look at it, just cuts right through, and that is just gonna do a great job. Let's talk about other things. What do we got? I got to do half of a cucumber. Nice and easy. It's going to go right through. Make sure you're safe. Good piece. All right, so that's that. Remember what we talked about, the tomato? I'm going to take a run. Let's see how good we can do a tomato with this, because typically when I cook you cut a tomato, that is. When I cut a tomato, I usually use a serrated edge, because what happens is the tomato has that smooth skin, and what happens, the knife can't cut it. I've got a sensation that this is going to slice right through it. So let me go into the fridge, grab a tomato, and we'll see what happens. I got a tomato. There you go. There's our tomato. Nice, good, plump tomato. Let's see here how we do this. I'm just going to run that right through. Gosh. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. There's my review. I think we got ourselves a winner here. That's a really nice chef knife. It's 8-inch chef knife by Huftgold, Huftgold. I'll put the link down. It comes in a nice presentation box. This is certainly one of those 4 knives that you would put in your arsenal. An 8-inch chef knife, a good bread knife, maybe like a boning knife or a smaller knife for some intricate work. But if you were to boil it down to 4 knives, I'm sure that would be the way to go. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support that I've been given over the years, and all that other good stuff. So again, for me, for my kitchen, we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.